Hey guys, welcome back to an episode of Sky Bees. So before we get into it, I'd like to ask you all to please like and subscribe, and also leave any comments here for me down in the comments below. In addition, check out the description where there's links to my Twitter, Twitch, and Discord. Twitter for updates on videos and when we are live with live streams. Twitch for live streams, of course. And Discord where you just can hang out and chat with me and the rest of the community. Yep, so now that we have that all out of the way, let's get into what you actually came to see, which is... me stab myself, not really, but some blood magic stuff that we're gonna do today to get to some mechanism. And the first thing I want to do is make some things from blood magic, that being these path blocks, which are relatively inexpensive. Isn't that the recipe? Oh, it's gotta be... 5,000 LP, a redstone block. Okay, we should probably do that real quick. This is just gonna make our lives much easier, because we're gonna have to continue to use the Sacrificial Dagger to get a bunch of blood, because the only other method of doing blood in this mod is not great until you get to a pretty high level. It just doesn't work very well for you, and at lower levels you have to be pretty high up before you get it. You can get it really going the way you need it to. It's 5,000. So anything we can do to make the Sacrificial Dagger work better, it's much... well, it's highly suggested. Let's just say that. Because the faster Sacrificial Dagger works, the faster we can get these steel blocks turned into casings, because each casing requires 5,000 LP. So essentially each time I completely fill the blood altar, it gives me enough to make 2 casings. Now, to be fair, Mekanism doesn't really use that many casings, except for some of the more advanced machines. Most of them, it's a casing per machine, and that's not really that bad. But it's just something we want to have available. Okay, there's our apprentice blood orb. It's also a quest. Nice. I wonder if that gives us anything. I doubt it, but, you know, always want to check. Did not. Okay. No, this is it. Yeah, it still didn't. Okay, cool. So we can put this blood orb away with our 1,001 Sacrificial Daggers. Did I put my wood in there? I did. And make some path blocks. Get that back because we're going to need it. And then we go here and... that almost killed me. I feel like I had an axe at one point that made this easier, but I don't know where it's gone, so... we need one more path block. That kind of sucks. And then we're going to need to get together some stuff anyways, so I guess it's a good thing we're up here. So we're going to want at least 1 bucket of water. Because that'll be a good source of some stuff we're going to need. And then we're going to need some farmland, to make some farmland. We got the carrots for it. Probably good to get 2 buckets of water then if we're going to do that way. Some dirt. Let's go get our other bucket of water. in our last path block. So if you've never done blood magic before, the reason we're doing this is, so there's like I think I can see it if I come over here with this. Yeah. So there's, on the left, you can see there's a little altar icon and a little icon for the dagger. So the increase to the dagger is proportional to what the mod calls, I think, tranquility is the term they use for it. Essentially, it's like a measure of certain materials and things being around. And the way to improve it is just to use these path blocks, which essentially expand the range in which this altar. So the tier 1 of this altar is just this bit here at the cobblestone right now. But as you expand the path blocks, it expands the range at which the altars affect or can detect things, which lets you improve your setup somewhat. So like the next tier after this is stone, which we might look at doing, but I don't know that we really have the resources right this moment. Or I don't know, it may require most likely it will require a can't think of what it's called. It'll require some kind of a higher tier blood orb. That's what I meant to say. Just couldn't seem to say it. Yeah. So most likely it'll require a higher tier blood orb to the next tier. So we will not be able to do it this episode unless we get the next tier altar set up, which I don't anticipate, as I want to focus on Mekanism because I feel like that's going to be more useful to us going forward than just doing a bunch of blood magic. Trying to plan out what I'm going to put in each of these areas. So this one can be our carrot farm. Come on, grow up faster. Oh, we gotta wait on it. We probably gotta wait on the water to... Then we need to block off this a bit. Because this is where I'm gonna put a block of water, and I guess over here can go a block of lava. So flowing fluids increase the effective, or like increase tranquility, and the other thing that increases it is crops. Leaves do, but leaves can be a little bit of a pain to do because leaves have interesting mechanics when it comes to is this increased at any? A little bit. They have interesting mechanics when it comes to their ability to like remain even after you've done some even without woods. You have to do a couple of different things to get those work, and I just don't feel like that's suitable for what we're doing right now, considering we're just kind of setting up a basic setup. In future, so each of these things gives diminishing returns. Like if we were to use carrots in all four corners, it's probably not going to be much more than the 60 we're getting now. Whereas if we use different things in each corner, it will increase, essentially. So, actually I forgot this. So at this level path, although we've upped the instance altar a bunch, our like boost can only hit 60 without the next tier path. So really, most of this isn't necessary right this moment. When we get the next tier path, it'll be nice because it'll instantly jump up a bunch. But just as a note, you probably don't need to do as much as I did. I probably could have just gotten away with doing the stuff I did in the one corner, and that would have given us the what we needed. So now we just go grab the knife, and this should pretty substantially, I don't know if it'll completely fill it. It's about half. But also we can augment this with runes and things that will improve it. That was just the basic thing we could do. So stone path requires, I guess magician's the lowest tier, and this is only apprentice, yeah. And then the highest tier path is, then we have worn stone, which requires a master orb. And then the obsidian one is uncraftable at the moment. So yeah. Well, at least in this version. I believe in the Project Ozone 3 version of Blood Magic, we could craft those. Alright. Well, we've done enough messing around with Blood Magic. Let's just start our... Let's just get enough in the altar so that we can make a single... That's enough. Let's just get started making these. This is going to make our casing that we need. I need to clear my inventory a little bit because I have a lot of faff in here from episodes a while ago that we are not going to need for this episode. Oh, we're not going to need that either. Bucket could be nice. Also have my head. So we can set a head there for now. And just throw that up there. Alright. Now we're just waiting on this to finish up. There we go. Okay. So this is actually... I don't know why it gave me a completion on quest there, because the quest for the steel casing is... Oh, I guess it's this steel casing quest. So now the Mechanism quest. First one is complete. So our first tool from Mechanism is this Metallurgic Infuser. Super quick. Because these are the pretty much vanilla recipes, if I'm remembering correctly, of this stuff. Maybe even easier than the original vanilla recipes I remember. I feel like the original vanilla recipes for Mechanism were relatively hard compared to most mods. You can't ever spell metallurgy. Oh, we need our furnaces. That's it. I think we built a bunch of furnaces at some point, yeah. There's a metallurgic infuser. Can't say that word, apparently. Yeah, and that's going to let us do some fun stuff. Like make all these cool things, which, yeah, we should definitely get to work on. Enrichment Chamber. So we need to just make 2 basic control circuits, and then we'll get an Enrichment Chamber, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's the one that, yeah, this is the one that lets me do... make these things, the enriched carbon, enriched obsidian, enriched redstone, enriched diamond, which are just the better way of using this Metallurgic Infuser's capabilities, essentially. And yeah, so that's what we're going to look at doing now. We probably need to take a quick cut so I can get... Because I forgot, I don't have any flex plugs set up, and I don't know how long it's going to take me to make one. So I'm going to take a quick break, get a little energy area set up, probably maybe like in here for some metallurgy, for the Metallurgic Infuser, and other Mechanism machines to go in for now, and then yeah, I'll be right back. So BRB. Okay, so we're back. So I set up a little power. This should be good for now. I don't know if it's the best setup. It doesn't need to be. It just needs to be good enough for what we're doing at the moment, which is getting the next machine, the Enrichment Chamber. Which this should make everything a little bit easier going forward for making these other machines too. I think there's 3 more slots left. We might as well get the 3 other machines, or at least try to before did I throw? Oh, I knew I did something to my book. Right, so Energized Smelter doesn't look too bad. Crusher, again, doesn't look too bad. Osmium compressor looks pretty bad. Okay, so let's start with, let's work on this one next because it seems relatively straightforward. I'm gonna start making some relatively straightforward as compared to the other ones. The osmium compressor is most definitely the last one we would make because yikes. Yeah. All right, so let's start. I think we're starting with the smelter, so glass, redstone. Both things that we have an abundance of. That's a perfect amount of glass too. Nice. All right, now we just need to go get Sacrificial Dagger and fill up on food. And this should let us do the machine. It also does a quest, which is nice. We're eventually going to want to have at least 4 metallurgic infusers. 1 for diamonds, 1 for redstone, 1 for obsidian, and then 1 for carbon. Actually, the carbon one... Let me check. I don't even know if we want the carbon one. I mean, we'll make one for the quest, obviously, but it's steel that it's used for, so... I mean... That's gold, so we want a gold one just for the machine frames, probably. We don't really need these ones. We do need redstone, most definitely. And obsidian. And diamonds. But yeah, that makes coal. This makes ingot stuff we're just going to be able to get from bees. We don't really need the... So we really just need... I guess we need 4 still because we need 1 for gold. But not as many as I thought we were going to need. Let's get 2 osmium going. So how this works is that each of these, I think, gives you 50... 80. Okay, so maybe that's different in this pack, or maybe that's just how it is. It gives you an increased amount versus, I think, 1 piece of redstone is 10. So it's like an 8-fold increase, I guess. If that is the numbers, then I'm not doing my math wrong. Which I very well could be. Let's grab our thing, and then if we can... Nah, let's wait until we have more health to do that. There's the 2 of those we needed. And since this is kind of our only energy-based smelting option in this pack, it's actually pretty good. In most packs, I wouldn't even think about making the energized smelter from Mekanism. I'd be using the one from Thermal or one of those, but in this pack, with it kind of being the only option, I'm inclined to use it. So we need to get another casing. Blaze, was that blaze rods? No, it's not blaze rods. It's just lava redstone. Lava redstone and a casing. Where is our other bucket? There it is. And now we can finish this off pretty quickly. Just throw 2 more osmium in there so that they'll get turned into sorry, throat's a little scratchy, but they'll get turned into so close. Run around to make ourselves hungry so we can regen health quicker. And then those are done. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. And now we're just waiting to make our casing, and then we'll have built every machine but this osmium compressor. The only reason we won't do the osmium compressor, these aren't hard. This is just iron. These are a little bit harder. Oh, actually, in this pack, they are not. I don't know if we have time for it today, but we'll look at it. It's also not super useful in the lower tier stuff. It's more for like high tier, like making the refined glowstone and refined obsidian stuff, which we're really not at the point of needing at the moment. I think this is probably farther than we even needed to go in the mod just to work on getting applied, like, we just want to start up basic applied energistics, and to do that we don't need a super complex system. We just need, which is why we're doing this actually, so that we can set up some basic applied energistics. Where is it at? The machine, oh, here it is. This requires a machine casing. These things are all immersive. Those are just the standard recipe. I think it was this casing. No, that's not hard. Maybe it had to do with these machines. Like iron. No, I guess I didn't have to do. I could have sworn we had to do mechanism for some part of that, but it doesn't appear as though we did. Either way, mechanism's nice. We'll finally have some machines. We can start working on, I think once we get the crusher, that's our first ore duplicating system. And mechanism's got one of the, it's the most complicated, but it's also one of the most in-depth ore duplication setups in all of the Minecraft mods I've ever played. So we may look at setting that up. I think it goes up to 5x or 8x. It's like some pretty crazy stuff. You get a crazy amount of resources. To be fair, we don't really need that in this pack because we're going to be getting everything from bees, and the bees, as you've already found out, generate a stupid amount of resources. So it's not super useful at the moment, but it could be useful in future if we need it for some specific resource that you can't generate from bees. I don't know that there is any, but I know packs in the end game tend to like to use resources that aren't easily generatable, that you kind of have to go out and grind for, especially for like creative items, which there is a couple in this pack. Not a lot. And we're not very close to that part of the pack, but there is a couple that we will eventually get to. Come on, just finish up. We're almost out of time. There we go. All right, now let's go grab, just go throw it in the crafting table and get a crusher. Cool. And that means we now have pretty nice little setup for mechanism. So yeah, that's it for this episode. I hope you all enjoyed. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time, when we will probably get into, I don't know, maybe we'll do some more mechanism. Maybe we'll start applied energistics finally. Now that I've realized that we pretty much have everything for it. We just haven't done it yet. All right. That's it from me. So goodbye, guys.